Hi there, folks, and welcome to this episode 2 of Just Jackin Around. I have a special guest here, my good friend Garret, and we're going to be talking about the duality of man. Big topic, Garret. I understand that you're a twin.
That I am guilty.
That's some real duality right there. Were you the older or the younger of the two?
Yeah, definitely the younger.
Younger?
Never forget. All my days of work.
It's okay. It's okay to be the younger one. I'm the eldest, so, obviously, if I had more parents left, they'd be more proud of me, but still killing the game. Was supposed to have my sister on this episode. She bailed, but Garrett's my bro, so what are you going to do? Garret, what are some things that you think of when you're thinking about duality?
Think of my constant desire to either stay alive or pass on to the great beyond.
That's a fun one. Good old existential duality. You're like, easier to give up or worth fighting a hard fight.
Yeah.
It's a rough one. Shout out to semicolons.
Gambling.
Shout out to being a teenager.
Thanks. Gambling. Heads or tails.
Heads or tails.
Yeah.
Lose either way if the house gets its cards. You think of Two-Face, Batman villain, classic.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Put a Harvey Dent in that. If there was chick Two-Face, smash or pass?
All day.
All day? Shout out to Garret. Heads or tails? That's the real question.
Tails. I don't want that.
Bag it up. What a champ. What a champ. You can only slap one of those cheeks. Love that for you. I'm going to have some bits, I also think about a lot of stuff when I think about duality. I think of magnetism, I think of binaries. I think of, if I think about binaries, I'm thinking about spectrums. And you're like, even that's duality, and that's funny because it's duality between duality and a constant stream of ever-changing spots on an arc. A lot of bi folks out there. I think of bi people when I think of the old duality.
Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds, that's what I'm saying.
Indecisive. Duality is
indecisive. When I convinced my mom was bi, she said, pick a side. She said, you're greedy. I said, no, Mom, I'm a whore. I'm greedy either way.
Yeah.
I'm greedy even if I pick a side.
Definitely not an only child. Loves to share.
Yeah, for sure. Love sharing.
Love sharing.
Definitely, that's on daddy issues. This guy, good dad. This guy, debatable. He can't defend himself, guys. It's fine.
Maybe so.
I have some bits I want to play. Speaking of bi people, I want to play a game called Duh or Nuh-uh, where we're going to have a list of famous bi people throughout history, mostly confirmed, some a little slightly speculatory. We might speculate on some more people now, honestly, but it's, Hollywood and any artist is like, probably, you know what I mean? Garret, what do you think the bi anthem would be? Do you think Nation of Bis, what's our song? I think there's a lot of room for most emo tunes.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury for sure. A lot of Queen. David Bowie, I'd say. I think that one song from the 90s, bye, 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 bye. That could be one.
It's a little on the nose.
Okay. I think specifically Freddie Mercury song, Bicycle, would be, I want to ride my bicycle.
It's a double entendre.
Yeah, little double entendre there.
Lines on there, Freddie.
That's what I'm saying. Best of Both Worlds, Hannah Montana, also famous bi person, Miley Cyrus.
Way ahead of her time.
Way ahead of her time. Boom, boom. And a great song, still holds up. I can't believe that guy named Jackson, great name, on that show. It's like 40. It's like in his 30s, and he's just a short king that had big skin.
Wait, he was?
Yes, bro. He's playing a high school. He's in his 30s, which is like that's another duality, reality and fiction, and there's a lot of in between nowadays on that crud, on that crap.
Need to draw the line.
Yeah, I gotta draw the line in the freaking sand somewhere, boys. Yeah. Let's start duh or nuh.
Okay.
Alright, ready? Drew Barrymore.
I'd like to see it, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
duh?
yeah.
You're like,
Duh.
duh. Come on, easy duh. Fergie. Of the Black Eyed Peas.
You're just too famous. I feel like once you get to a certain level, you know,
You're bi automatically.
Might be.
I kind of feel like
some
that.
certain doors.
You're
you know,
not
you
wrong.
might
I
have
feel
to
like
be, you know,
Beyonce, Jay-Z, Will Smith. I feel like they all kind of went down that route. And definitely like
Jada Pinkett
famous. Oh yeah, she did. I got more people on this list that definitely did the exact
Tupac.
same thing. Let's do it right now. Actually, Marilyn Monroe. Duh? Yeah.
Super ahead
Hot
of her time.
girls.
Super ahead of her time. She was.
Wearing potato sack and rocking it, bro.
God, Mr. President.
Indiana rep, James Dean.
Who?
James Dean, Rebel Without a Cause. He died in 1955.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Leather jacket guy. James Franco liked him. I think he played him in a movie actually. He was in East of Eden. He won an Oscar.
No, I don't think he is.
He is.
Really? James
Kissing
Dean?
boys.
Cool guy James Dean?
Cool guy James Dean said, "You know what's cool? Kissing boys and ladies." He said in a quote, "I'm not homosexual, but I'm not living life with one hand tied behind my back either." So, AKA, by fucking king. Shout out to my old TikTok. Marlon Brando. Speaking of old, Godfather, bro.
Really? Is this? I think no, but
it is. You think nuh-uh? You're like nuh-uh? No way.
Holy
Brando,
shit.
Godfather? Oh yeah, dude. They were kissing the rings. Let me tell you. You come with me.
Respect.
Yeah, and James Dean and him hooking up. James Dean, him, and Monroe hooking up. Another name on that list that'll surprise you who hooked up with Marlon Brando. I mean, I don't know about throuple, but they were Eskimo brothers and sisters for sure. Richard Pryor.
Pryor?
Mm-hmm.
Same comedian?
That's a dub. That's a nuh-uh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, him and Brando, dude. Godfather Richard Pryor. These showbiz types, I'll tell you. As a theater person, I can say this because living example, but also. Well, historically, I'm just upkeeping a proud tradition over here. Let's go a little further back in history.
Okay.
Abe Lincoln.
Mr. $5.
Yeah, Mr. $5 bill. Mr. Tall, Dark, and Mysterious.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked?
He is?
That's a nuh-uh?
That's a nuh-uh.
He is. His security guard. Allegedly, he is.
Allegedly.
Obviously, I
It's
wasn't
all
alive.
alleged.
I wasn't alive during the time,
Is
but
it hearsay, really?
apparently
No.
the back of his head was not the only thing getting blown out in those days. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, boys. His security guard. They slept in the same bed often.
Man.
He would write it like his wife would get jealous of him.
Security guard blew his back out and in a protective room he gets headshot.
I know. Kind of
Drop
an
the
L.
ball.
Kind of
Drop
really.
the
I bet he
ball.
was real hard on himself after that. You know, I'd be definitely bummed if my.
It's hard on Abe, I'll tell you what. Ooh. Interesting.
I mean, he could have survived in like modern. He died, like surgery back then just sucked so bad. Like he was alive for days with the bullshit. Like it wasn't like JFK where it's like.
Dude, until people learned washing your hands, do you know how many people died before people found out washing
Yeah.
hands is so good for you?
Duality of dirty boys and clean good boys.
Duality of looking cool, being a dirty surgeon versus clean pussy boy.
What
I get it.
do you clean your tools? You fucking puss.
Yeah. Oh, you warning about a dirty tool?
Rub some dirt on it. You
I
ever
got
heard
three
that
guys.
one?
I got 3 guys that are begging for this knife. Anyway.
They're begging for me to amputate their leg and
Yeah.
get gangrene. Billy Joel Armstrong, lead singer of Green Day.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's the same. It's the it's the Hollywood type. You know, if you're a famous musician, I feel like
Famous music or famous showbiz? Like
explore
probably your
boy pussy.
Yeah, you gotta get some pussy on the side.
Oh.
Wearing that much eyeliner, a leather jacket, you're definitely kissing some boys, dude. Be real. Be BFFR.
You were in a leather jacket last night.
That's crazy. No eyeliner, sadly.
What's your correlation?
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Megan Fox. I know you're thinking about that one. No, yeah. You see Jennifer's body.
I was just about to say. I was
You
just
gotta-
trying to remember right there. Jennifer's body. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! That definitely awakened some lesbians out in the world. I'm sure that was like, oh, yeah, girls are hot. Girls are fucking smoke shows. What are we talking about here?
No, dude.
And
Megan
demon,
Fox
little
has turned
demon.
some women. Believe me. Heard it, done it,
For
seen
sure.
it.
For sure. And then,
Can you blame
of course, she gets with
Transformers?
Twink MJK. Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, great. Not a great movie, but like, what an artifact of the 2000s. You know what I mean? Like the culture. Fucking Bernie Mac, like
Shut
when
up,
the slash
Bernie
rolls,
Mac,
bro.
That was the best Bernie Mac role in any movie, honestly.
So fucking random.
That's my mom over there.
I
Bitch.
love the old. Oh yeah, I got that disco ball over there, and then I got that rear view light, and so the light goes off the disco ball. That's
Shia LaBeouf in the car.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. Am I right? That guy went insane.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
I actually haven't seen that yet.
Good movie.
I heard good things. Eleanor Roosevelt, FDR's wife and cousin, second cousin.
I don't think FDR was getting rid out.
I think that lady was generous to call her vibe, but that lady was
That's
like munching carpet, dude. 100%. No
That's
offense.
right.
Shout out to Eleanor Roosevelt.
way ahead of her time. Good
Don't
for
know
her.
if you guys saw Clone High, but they
Pop
did it
off.
right.
Pop off, pussy push.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
She was a pussy queen. I was a girl boss 100%, but FDR had polio at the end. Like, she's gotta find
step
her
up.
girl boss way.
I agree.
Margaret Cho, the actress.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see
that's
it.
valid. That's
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
We'll go back to some more history. I don't even know if you know who this is. The Marquis de Sade.
Color me Sprite. I
Oh,
know Marquis
a guy
de Sade,
named
bro.
Marquis, by as hell,
Bro.
dude. If you're wearing powdered wigs and you're putting a glamour mole on yourself, I'm glad to know that they were, like, on paper also for sure gay.
I was about to say, do
Yeah.
I know the duality of a glamour mole?
If you're a
that's
straight guy rocking that look, dude, yeah, right.
Yeah, we're pushing with powdered wigs, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
I hope they come back.
I
For
don't
people
know.
with alopecia, I think it would be cool. And they could wear robes and rule society. Speaking of that time, Lord Byron, a known poet.
Oh, he's a poet?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Oh!
sure. For sure.
He's
For
getting
sure.
boys.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a poet. Didn't even know it. Apparently, huge hog on this guy. He's making his way around town. I'll tell you what. Lots of girls were shed some
Singing
tears.
his songs.
Oh
Singing
yeah.
his poems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of popular poetry. Let me tell you.
Wait, poetry. Or wait, wasn't Adolf Hitler a poet?
Whoa. Painter. Different form of art.
That's true.
Germans can like. I've never
Hitler
heard
bisexual?
a German poet. Was he bi?
What do you think?
Hitler bi? He was vegan. So
He's vegan?
one ball.
Oh.
But Ava Braun. I don't know,
For
dude.
sure.
He killed a lot of gays, so not exactly an ally. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's position of power.
But
you can't show it. He
The
loved that.
outfits though.
Hugo Boss only's got that.
Hugo
I'm just
Boss,
saying. Not an
probably
ally. Not an ally.
Kiss some boys.
Hugo Boss.
Sharp dressed man.
Too much leather.
Shout to Jews.
Too much
Love
leather,
Jews.
frankly, for
Your taste.
not
But
to
kind
be
of
bisexual.
Kind of be. Yeah, you're not wrong. The leather boots. Doc Martens. That is a German innovation. The bisexuals are like. I think he was a Nazi too. And,
I thought
and
they were
bisexual
just-
people are like. Sorry guys, I gotta be wearing them.
Mhm.
Thick, clunky brown or black. They destroy your ankles. The worst fucking back of my ankle burn in my life from a new pair of Doc Martens, bro. Shout out to Dad.
My sister has a pair of Doc Martens.
Your sister? Duh or no?
Well, me.
That was a duh. That was a duh for us.
Thought she was just cool.
Yeah. Well, a lot of bisexual people are cool.
That's
If we've learned anything from this list.
That's true.
Someone fantastic from history. I'll shout out Alexander the Great.
Oh, dude, they loved buttholes, dude.
They did. Ancient
That's the
Greeks.
Greeks? Yeah, right? Yeah.
But also conquered
Romans.
Conquered the known world. He was the head of the Romans. But, from Egypt to, like, the Indus River Valley, never lost a battle. In his 30s when he died, had a best friend who died, and some people are like, I had a best friend. There's a lot of best friends in history.
He was
that you're like,
he was a little extra sad about it.
yeah. He's like, maybe a little heartbroken. Maybe
Yeah.
a little, I used to just fool around with that guy. There was a famous lady that I wanted to talk about. I think her name is Julie de Bogny. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But she was from like the late 1600s. Kind of a duh. Her dad was a master swordsman, so he trained her to be a master swordsman. She was like dueling people. She would like cross-dress to duel people, whoop their ass. One guy whoops his ass, wounds him, nurses him back to health, probably bang, and then they're like lifelong best friends. and she would go around, duel guys, steal their girl. She was the OG Mrs. Steal Your Girl, dude, which also so hot. Sang operas, had different like operas written just for her voice in Versailles. Badass lady. I'm crushing already. If I was alive during this time, I would be like, simp, please, I'll just do work for you for free.
Please crush my head with your hammer.
Please, slit my throat. No.
Morning Star.
And she married like the most beautiful woman in France, and they got married for 2 years, and then she died, the wife, and then the badass Julie went and joined the coven and was a nun for like 14 years. So, cool lady. You're not wrong. Thinking cool chicks are probably bi, or, you know, bi chicks are cool, and you just don't know about the bi. I can't blame you. You know, I've made that mistake. So many crushes on lesbians. I just love flannels and strong women. What are you gonna do? I go to a Lowe's.
I see corduroy and a beanie, and I'm done.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh.
I get it.
Some alt stuff. You're a stoner babe smoking blunts.
I get a head rush.
Whew. I'm getting worked up just right now. Now we'll go to some 90s. Whitney Houston.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
Duh. There's some about...
Nip slip, Whitney Houston, on stage at Super Bowl.
Yeah, that probably tricks people, honestly, too. I think that was Janet Jackson, though, with the nip slip.
Oh, son of a bitch, I think you're right.
It's okay. She also should probably be on this list. Frida Kahlo.
Who?
Frida Kahlo, the unibrow lady, Mexican artist who did a lot for the lasses.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. That's a duh. Amy Winehouse.
Really? I'm shocked.
Nuh-uh. She was kissing girls, dude.
Woo.
She sure was. Let's do a couple more and then be done with this.
Word.
Mick Jagger.
Oh, first.
Have you seen those lips?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Those lips are kissing everyone.
Grooves
Whoever
like
can get
Jagger.
his smooching on. Hmm?
Grooves like Jagger.
Yeah. Grooves like Jagger. Michelle Rodriguez, who was the badass lady in Avatar, who was in a helicopter. I feel like she always is a badass and dies, which is very bisexual if you're tragic bisexual.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I also...
Powerful woman, respectful.
Yes. Shout out to powerful women.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you. We've been watching Grey's Anatomy with my sister lately, which Amazon's? Jeff Bezos eats your heart out. Jeez. 6 foot plus lady, anytime. You call me, I answer.
Night or day, rain or shine.
Yeah,
Jack's the
I'm
mailman for
I am there.
Tasmanian women.
I've been looking for women, like, I'm a large feller, I'd say. Pretty stout gentleman. So it's hard for me to find, oh yeah, this guy.
It's perspective.
Scares me. He
It's
scares
perspective. Don't mind the camera.
Yeah, no, shout out to tall girls, shout out to buff girls. I'm gonna go back to the gym just for you guys. That can just, actually one more poet, but obvious. Walt Whitman.
Avi.
Poet. You're a poet? Bye. Oscar Wilde? Bye. MXM tune? Do you listen to her at all? It's very coded bisexual music. It's like kind of sad, kind of indie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the music I write.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. No, well, My Chemical Romance.
That's just like.
Yeah. The lead singer of Panic at the
That's what
Disco
turns people right there.
is by. Yeah. Brendan Urie.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of crossover. There's so many gays and bis that listen to emo music. Not fitting in because you feel a little different. I'm glad pop music's actually catching up. Pop music, I'm actually excited for the first time in like 15 years. Like since growing up to divorced mom music, which was fantastic. The duality between divorced parents' kids and regular household parents' kids, insane.
Divorced Parents Club.
Yeah, gang. It hits you late in the game, so
It's good for you. It's good.
It is good for you.
Builds character.
Definitely, 100% builds character. You learn how to be yourself, and the power rush of like both your parents vying for you guys' attention. Kind of sick. Kind of Christmas is a little goated for a few years after that, and you're like, who's gonna be whose favorite? You know, I made the right choice. We went the classic, Mama's boy, Daddy's girl, and we are 0 for 3 on father figures, dude. It's fucking.
Yeah, you learn new skills with.
We're down 2 for 3. This last one's we'll see.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you learn some new skills when you're a step parent. It's called, you know, the one where you're like, it's walking on eggshells, or
stepdad. The people pleasing.
Yeah,
I learned how to get out of the house.
Yeah, it's the other good ones, like how to sneak out and come back in a perfect time before they leave.
How to be like, actually, I'm just going to be gone for a while, and knowing when your mom's just going to be like, oh, yeah, that's fine now, for some reason. She's strict as hell for like, yeah, it's fun. Mine got divorced when I was five, and then they both got remarried and divorced again. So I kind of got the double whammy. Like, marriage is a little bit laughable after that. You know, I almost got married as a joke, for those of you who don't know, on the podcast.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was so funny, guys.
Best bit.
Sick gig.
Yeah.
I thought it would be funny because there's no, like, I wasn't going to get married super quick. I was going to be engaged until people were like, this is fine now. But I thought it would be fun because I went to like a churchy, ritzy school, and there's a lot of kids there that are married and have kids and like wet picket fence by like 24, 25. And I never had a high school sweetheart, so right at senior year, I was like, you know, it'd be hilarious if I got like happily engaged before all those people. And then I got engaged at a Walmart to someone who I met recently and had lightning in a bottle chemistry. And it was a fun time. It was an adventure. Got my knee at a Walmart, $10. She laughed, thought it was funny. 3 months later, I'm like, oh shit, love is real. Mm-hmm. Which is, honestly, I might turn that into a rom-com or something someday. But it worked out. I fucked it up. I screwed it up over COVID. That was my bad. But that was a fun adventure. It taught me a lot about myself. My dad also died during that, so I was like, this lady loves me still. Yeah. COVID happened. Like, this lady saw me go through it, and she was still just like, oh, babe. And then, you long distance shit, and I'm a weak man and a whore. So, but now I know that about myself, and I can move forward being true to me, and so I shall. Man of the people.
The duality of not knowing.
The duality of being a whore or being a good boy. You gotta pick one.
God sends his toughest fights to his strongest boys.
Yeah. His strongest temptations immediately fall for it. Every time, guys. It's so rough. Impulse control. Yeesh.
Devil's got this man by the gullet.
A little bit. Hot demon lady, so? Easily would trick me. I'd be like a great mythological fool that would like, damn it, Mincy! Like, just go for, we'll save the Amelia Bedelia shout out for when Maddie's here. This episode of the Just Jackin Around podcast is brought to you by the dichotomy between me being smart enough to talk about topics for a long time, but not smart enough to not record it and post it on the internet for all time. This episode is brought to you by my need for an excuse to hang out with my friends and someday cool strangers, maybe even uncool strangers. This episode is brought to you by me not getting enough attention as a child, and now it's your problem for some reason. Sorry, not sorry. Speaking of duality, I think we should bring back duels. I think that there would be less lawsuits. People would be less shitty on the internet.
Oh, for sure.
I think, they'd either be less shitty or they'd be more shitty because it's higher stakes. But I think more people would shut the hell up, especially in public. Like, no cares if there's duels allowed.
Oh, if it was impromptu dueling allowed in the streets,
But it's honorable. It's honorable. It'd be more controlled than like rampant, just gunfire.
You don't wait till you gotta wait till the destruct.
Dawn. They used to have dueling cards like in their wallet. They're like, you're dueling me, asshole. You'd be like blackout drunk, and some guy would like hand it to you, and you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, you knocked this drink out of his hand. Something stupid. Like humans' lives were worth less at the time, and we're heading down that way again. So I'm saying bring it back. I hate all these lawsuits. Even if we just bring back like First Blood, like just bare knuckle to First Blood, I think we would have a more civilized society.
Isn't that thing that like you can do with cops where they like supervise a fight and no one can get in trouble as long as the cop's supervising, but they'll break it up at the end?
I'm sure
it's like street UFC. It's
old stoner wives.
There's a lot of that, I'm sure of it.
Maybe in New Jersey or something, or Florida. Probably Florida. If a place is gonna have it, it's gonna be Florida. But I'd wrestle an alligator. Duality, the polaric duality of north and south. Random rocks just point to north. Imagine being the guy to discover compasses. The OG Boy Scout.
Dude, they thought he was such a fucking clown. Until
They
like,
thought he was a
someone sat
clown?
down-
I feel like he
until
got some
someone-
bitches off that.
Until someone sat down and was like, wait a second.
It always beats the same way. That must mean something.
I just feel like somebody took his idea and ran with it. Like, this guy was just like, guys, check this out. I made up
Oh,
this
like
little compass
He
thing.
got Edison.
Oh, I guarantee it. I just
Yeah.
have a feeling that he would. I don't
That
know.
probably makes sense. I don't know, like
it. A man that makes a compass. Like,
J.W. Compass, who invented a compass or whatever. I don't know, like, the timeline on that, but you might. That happens a lot in history. You're not wrong. Definitely anything black people invented, that shit was swiped up quick by American whites. Duality, golden mean, sitting right in the middle. Why don't we talk about balancing and harmony more in the West? We're always like more. Bigger is better. I can have more of that thing.
It's society.
Society.
I mean, fuck, man. You know?
Society, man. American society actually is really coded to duality, like us versus them type thoughts from the get.
Me over them.
Yeah, it's like, fuck those guys, our guys. But that's definitely isn't, it undersells America. Like, this is a very diverse place, probably literally one of the most diverse places in the world.
It's an overgeneralization.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's a blanket term.
It's like this or that. It's like, or it could be all these middle things in the fucking middle. Like, I know you hate to hear about these guys, but the French, they have a very tertiary way of thought. Like, they think in threes. Like, they have their compromise in there a lot. That's probably why they go a little soft sometimes nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But like George H.W. Bush Sr., he was a very good foreign diplomat, which is why it's extra funny that he puked on someone in Japan's lap during a speech. But he knew that, so when he was having his Gulf War, he gave them the option. He was like, you're either with us, you're against us, or you can be with us and not put troops on the ground and give us guns and money. And so they picked that one. Mm-hmm. But then his son, a little on the dumber side, a little on the cokier side, didn't realize that. He was a little less tactful. He was like, we're getting that oil!
Yeah.
Oh! And he was like, you're with us or against us? And they weren't with us, so he said, fuck the French. I'm out. You frog-legged sons of guns, and now that propaganda has spread to the poor young minds, and they'll never know what escargot means.
Oh, those sour snail eaters. I mean, what are you gonna expect, you know?
This guy's not. He doesn't care. Doesn't mind. Horizontal stripes. Who needs them? Mimes. Mwah. Noir. Garret. Femme fatale.
Okay.
Femme fatale. You ever watch a noir movie? It's the hot, mysterious lady. Mysteriousness is a sexy quality, I will say.
For sure. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm very bad at it, but
Siri, you know, it's like a woman with more clothes on. You know, it leaves more to the imagination.
What era of clothing historically do you think, man? I would see her ankles so hard. Like Victorian England, pretty crazy. Old Japanese fashion, like medieval Japan. They had some fucking
Japan's cool.
Crazy
Japan
robes.
fucks. Yeah.
Japan fucks hard.
I think just living in the robes, like, man, wouldn't it be such a nice lifestyle? Like,
you could rock a robe for sure. I think you should get a kimono, or a little smoking jacket or something. I just think it's a good flowy look on you.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, maybe some beautiful art on it. Maybe some like cherry blossoms or
bonsai trees.
Ooh, this guy's got a Lego bonsai tree. You like to see
Nagasaki.
Careful there.
Pre, not post. Jeez.
Oh, excuse me. War and Peace. Another fun duality.
That is a good one.
We're a little bit. We've never really been. We're like kind of on the halfway. Like it's peace here, except not really. There's like shootings all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But it's not war, and then there's war everywhere else, and we're just like, and more wars popping up. Garret, not looking too pretty for our young men of like us.
It is not. I
It's
agree.
a little spooky.
You know, I think, but it's not the most interesting time to be alive. Let's be real.
It's definitely pretty interesting.
All the exposure information. Also, women getting drafted. You heard about this?
Have you seen this?
You
heard about this? Women getting drafted.
Women getting
All of a sudden, I'm
drafted.
in. Guys,
Crazy.
can we bring back fun hair though? I'm sick of yes.
Military?
Yes.
Just generally.
Speaking of generals, General Lee, dude. General Lee had a solid beard, Okay, and so many Civil War beards were sick. Chester Alan Arthur. Let's bring back fun facial hair in war. All right, I'm like Kaiser Wilhelm mustache. Like you're telling me I'm going to war, and it wouldn't be more terrifying to be murdered by the guy who did this before unloading, you know, 6 shells in you.
You're like, oh, this guy looks like he reads books about to kill me. Sucks.
This freaking nerd.
This nerd.
I'm not wearing glasses. There are people with glasses fighting Vietnam and stuff, dude. I would look like such a soldier, like a slab of meat if I did that. But I have too pretty hair, guys. I can't join the military. I'm depressed and insane. Yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
they would want you so bad. It's like, you know, you'd just be like a shoulder mounted, like just like.
They want to destroy my back so bad.
Yeah, bro.
I've worked with a lot of.
You're gonna be a tank, bro. They're just gonna throw a gun on top of it. They're just gonna walk around like that.
No,
like
dude, they're using my chin to breach doors. Actually.
Storming buildings.
Clear.
Get the jack. 3 men hold you. Get the chin in there.
Flexing my glutes as hard as I can.
Flip around. There's the wrong way. No C4 charges. We saved millions of dollars just using jacks.
I'm saving lives, dude.
No.
There's only one of me there. Yeah. East and West is another example of duality. A lot of Middle East stuff going on right now.
That's
rough.
True. That is true.
Far East stuff. We were worried about that right before. And now it's kind of on the back burner, and I'm still keeping an eye on you, China. All right? I'm still peeping.
Yeah. No, it's slippery road. Like, I think, I don't know, any kind of, like, just war stuff is so interesting, but it's like...
It's like a nest of rats above a burning fire, and if one thing falls, it's all going to collapse and we're all going to die.
Yeah.
It's rough.
We have no control of it.
No. It's all shit that happened
like,
before us. And now...
Yeah, it is.
Now we can't even be that worried about climate change or global warming, because you're like, well, there's maybe a war happening right now. I'm like, guys, this climate change stuff is still... bad.
Yeah, the war effort doesn't care about climate change.
I know.
When the gears of war need turning, guess where the CO2 emissions are going? They are turning
straight to the atmosphere, baby.
Yeah, hate to say it. Love the environment.
Me too.
But
shout out the environment.
Yeah.
War, bad for the environment. Quit wars just to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so hard?
It's just so wild.
Have you ever seen Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Love the Bomb?
Repeat.
Dr. Strangelove. It's like a 50s movie. It's Stanley Kubrick, early stuff. It's a war movie, but it's kind of points out like a famous line from it is like, "There's no fighting in the war room." Like it's just about how much ego is wrapped into this, and like there's a lot of.
I get that. It's a lot of toxic masculinity. Yeah, in war. Yeah, I mean it's the power trips of like, "Are you a first lieutenant talking to me, man?"
And the Cold War is pretty much a dick country contest. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not gonna show you mine. It's way bigger than yours, though. And then the Russia's like, "No way, mine's bigger."
We have bombs that can blow up the sun and the sun's sun. It's gonna be crazy. It's crazy.
We could blow up Alpha Centauri right now, you American pig scum. Yeah.
It's wild. Duck and cover. Having to live in that time. Oh, it's so scary.
Like that's gonna help. Like let's like tornado drill. I mean, I feel like school shooting drills are duck and cover. You know what I mean? You just be quiet. You go to the back of the class. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do that. They were just oh, there's an atomic bomb. Cover your neck and get on your desk. They're made of lead.
It's just peace of mind. So keep the kids calm. You know, that's a
security theater. Not a fan. TSA. Didn't talk about them enough on the last episode. Hate security theater. Love regular theater. As a bio person, kind of have to. Kind of contractually obligated. No lie. If you don't like art and theater and you're bi, like what's the point, bro? You're missing out. Some of the best stuff is about. Being gay's rough right now. Angels in America. Being gay was super rough in the 90s, bro. That shit was like, woo, woo.
High School Musical.
Also shout out to all these bi people that like could have been murdered for being gay historically a lot of different times.
Oh yeah, much worse time than we are now.
Yeah, and if I was a Hollywood elite and they finally were like, you're like it's in the 50s and you're like, you guys this is like the only safe place for lefty lib gays. You know what's crazy? Now that being gay is becoming more and more normative, there's like gay, super hard right Republicans and stuff like that. Where they're like, there's like gay transphobes. You know what I mean? Like there's shit like that. I just think that's
there's so much
funny.
Imagery now. This really does feel like the fall
interconnection.
You know, there's so much different like. That's the caught me out, bro. Is every single intersection there's like another pivoting point of like, oh yeah.
But now
I'm gay, but I also like, guns and all this kind of stuff. And I hate trans, but I also, hey, I'm gay.
That's what I'm saying. Screw this duality stuff. People are complicated. There's intersectionality is what I studied that a lot in school because I went to liberal arts school. All right, because I studied theater. Intersectionality is a very interesting thing. I don't really think it's fall of Rome so much because it's inward stuff. We're not fighting back barbarians every turn. You know what I mean? Plus, Rome was around a lot longer than us. And if we go hard empire too, that's kind of about right. Like the Republic lasted a couple hundred years. They had cool laws, but Rome was an empire for a fat minute, and then it just became the church, really. So like Rome, the city fell, but I don't think New York's gonna fall like Rome. I don't think.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
I mean, LA, California, a little
might slip off.
A little on the wild people living in the streets. I don't really know the solution.
We've heard that for years. How crazy would that be if LA really just fall off the map? Like, we just wake up tomorrow.
The San Andreas fall and like actually does that?
Yeah.
That would be pretty nuts.
I mean, wake up, read that.
Atlanta or Chicago. LA's gone? I never went. God.
I just wanted to go to the pier.
Santa Monica Pier. God.
Los Santos Customs?
You gotta love it. Would you rather go to the North Pole or South Pole? South Pole. South Pole? Hang with some penguins?
Yeah. Well,
See the pyramids?
I was about to say. Don't get me started. We can save that for another
episode. See the old ones?
See the entrance to Inner Earth.
I want to see a polar bear, but if I see a polar bear in the wild, it's hunting me for my meat. And that is, you gotta kill that polar bear or you. And I don't know if I got that. I don't think I got that in the bag. I'm one of those men who's willing to admit, no, I don't think I could fight a lion with a sword.
No, yeah.
Maybe full armor and a spear, different story. But just a sword and me, no way. I'm toast.
Spear though, get a little distance.
Spear though, I could be doing something different.
Dude, polar bear, there's
bow and arrow, you could probably do it. This guy, not doing it. This guy, sharp shot. If we get drafted, I'm following him, or he's going on my back.
But he's dude, yeah,
the ultimate tool.
I'm not Mortal Kombat character, fucking.
Yeah,
that'd be so.
You have your arm spikes. Yeah. I would be so deaf. This guy's just right in my ears every time. But
that's so funny.
Worth it.
We don't carry those boats though.
Yeah, we sure will. Speaking on duality, tops and bottoms. A lot of Switches nowadays. A lot of Nintendo Switches nowadays. Part of that number, but there are still some hardliners out here. Let me tell you. I want to say Linguini from Ratatouille, one of the biggest bottoms in all of fiction.
That is
literally
so accurate. I knew you said
so bottom that a rat pulls his hair and he's like, oh, and he does whatever he wants. So,
bro, what a take! That's insane.
It's so real, so real, and his girlfriend Colette, such a top, and I think they need each other. You need a little
that motorcycle.
Oof. The sharp hair when she pulls a knife on him. How can you not like? I want to be a punk French girl so bad, Garrett. That's not a little bit on your list.
I may dabble.
Okay.
Stick my toe into that blue cheese.
Toes. Yeah. I also Simpson pimps. Another example of duality. Yeah. Are you a simp or a pimp?
Yeah. One extreme to the other. I see.
100%. And another hot take, Edmund from Narnia. Such a big fat simp. Betrays his whole family for some Turkish delight and some mean, icy cold woman pussy.
Is that the deer leg guy?
No, that's Tomas. Edmund is the brunette, the little whiny brother. The youngest brother.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay,
yes.
Dude, but that what was it, the chocolate delight or whatever?
The Turkish delight.
I can just remember that. I see the
you wanted it so bad.
So
apparently, it's not good. I've heard people try it and they're like, meh. It's kind of like those chocolate covered cherries.
Okay.
You ever have those?
Yeah.
That's what I hear. I don't like chocolate, so I'm never eating.
It's all hearsay.
I don't think I betrayed my family for a lady that was mean to me, but also I definitely would have betrayed them for a girl who's nice to me. So I don't know.
It's the POP.
The white witch.
Power of pussy, yo.
The power of poontang. The duality of beer guy versus cocktail guy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like you're a beer guy.
You know, that's the duality of it, man. I just can't. I'm pretty bisexual when it comes to
liquor,
beer or cocktails. I like both a lot. Crown Apple ginger ale, phenomenal.
You do love your craft.
Just some nice beers at the same point.
I'm just not a brew guy. Wine all day. I'll wine and wine. I'll hang out with some gal pals and complain. That sounds like a great time. But liquor, I'd liquor too. Let me tell you. No, I'm kidding. But not really. But not a booze I don't like nowadays. Didn't used to like gin. Went to the Windy City. Changed my mind on that. Yeah. Gin and juice, damn good. Gin and lemonade. Sipping on scissor. Haven't tried that. Lean, maybe in my future. Don't know.
Always want to try.
Hypothetical FBI. This is purely for comedy and not an admission of
this all here says
leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
To do lean in the leaning Tower of Pisa though, that I would do. 100%. Just to rep.
I love when words rhyme, you know. God,
a little bit of wordplay. Gosh. Duality, man. People who love puns, people who hate puns.
Head on a sled.
You gotta love rhyme. What are you doing? Rap's popular. You gotta admit to the power of rhyme. Black people made it cool. Rhyming's cool now. Shout out to the black community. Malcolm X, another name on that maybe bisexual list.
Whoa.
But I will.
Nah.
I'll let it lie on there.
Yeah.
Will Smith, another one. This is something I've heard. This is something I've heard. A lot of black fellas conspire as well, and a lot of theirs is about gay musicians and artists, which is like it happens for every color of the rainbow, you know. But it's funny to see like, no, dude, that guy, like Jay-Z, Ja Rule was definitely secretly gay and shit like that. I just think it's funny.
It's still out there, you know, it's secretive. It's like, but that's like that toxic.
Especially in the industry where you're like, you gotta be like, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot more flexibility nowadays, but like back in the gangster rap era where you had to be like, fuck bitches, get money.
Oh, yeah.
To be cool. Mm-hmm. Definitely if you were gay, like a gay artist, which as we said, historical, proud tradition, and that is an art form, but you just gotta hide it more because of your societal pressure.
Right.
Pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, bipolarness, rough illness. A lot of BPD, borderline personality, and bipolar. One is taught, one is you're born with, but there's a lot of intersectionality there. That's a tough one to deal with.
I've had
that's
a super tough one to deal with.
As someone who chases after tattooed alternative ladies a lot.
You just run into it in that breed,
you
know?
I don't know why. I don't know if there's a correlation.
Genre. Yeah, that's a lot of the plot lines of those
and the speciation of emo goth girl.
Yeah.
Life. A lot of personality disorders.
Color me surprised.
But they're quirky. But it's a little bit of spice. And I'm not saying I don't have any stuff like that, but mine is less.
I'm not bipolar.
Mine's less binary and more abstract. You know what I mean? But
oh god, that's good.
Yeah, thank you.
But
how are we doing on time? Is my question.
I have no idea. I feel like we're running
late. Your phone?
4:04.
Okay, we got time.
Can I vape?
Yeah, dude. The Just Jackin Around podcast does not condone vaping underage or vaping anything other than what's legal in your state
and local jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Nicotine's bad, don't do it.
Yeah, nicotine, more
it'll
like
put its claws deep into your skin and never let go.
Duality, man. Nic addicts and fiends and regular folks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, as someone who is not addicted to nicotine and everyone around me so is funny. I really want to do like the trials of hell, but it's nicotine based. Like you're running on a treadmill forever and your jewels just like floating dead ahead. Or
that's a certain level of hell, bro.
That's like low level.
They have mint or mango jewel pods, bro.
Only mango.
The exclusive items that no longer exist. That'd be bad. Okay, that's really hell then.
Yeah.
But she wants that Nick.
That's so
she's still
chasing. She's just burning.
That's what I'm saying.
Letting it. There's a couch and you can never find your Nick in it.
Dude,
for all time.
That's a good one. That would be terrible, but you're so sure it's in this couch.
Yes, you're like, it's in this couch. I just hid it in this couch. Or you're in a room full of your friends and one of them has it, but it's like your closest loved ones. And you just get more and more violent towards them until they start looking at it with fear in their eyes. I've thought about this a little too much.
The duality. How about this? If you were stuck in the back rooms, you know what back rooms are. Would you the duality of picking a left or a right door, dude? The
left or right is
you know,
for real duality. You're this is a left-handed guy.
I'm left-handed.
Wacky feller.
Super left-handed.
A lot of presidents, like almost half of them, I think maybe the majority, have been left-handed. Like, and the breakdown in society is like 9-1. Or like 1 in 10.
Dude, that's like one of those outstanding statistics where it's like,
if you're left-handed, you might run. Although Garrett, I will say, in the last like 10 elections, the tallest guy won. Just flat out. So you got a chance. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, the shin implants are happening next year.
James Madison, arguably one of our best presidents, 5'4", 100 pounds, and that guy, you could beat his ass.
Dude, I'd fucking beat the shit out of
giant to that dude.
Yeah, I'd spit in his mouth.
The father of the Bill of Rights. Yeah, you like that? You founding father.
Scribble over his name.
Shout out to
non-cursive because I can't write cursive.
Shout out to the Epic Rap Battles bar. Fat foppish founding father from Billy Mays and Benjamin Franklin episode. Yeah. Epic Rap Battles in history. Duality, man. Who listened? Who didn't? Okay, who's a real one? Who's not? Epic Rap Battles in history.
That's true.
Who do you need for a history class? You can just watch that show, dude.
If I was a teacher.
Talking about rhyming.
ERB, yeah.
Shout out to ERB, dude. Mm-hmm. For real, iconic centerpiece in the old early YouTube generation childhood, which is a fun childhood. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing the birth of YouTube was wild.
That's a gift.
And living in the transition of like home phone, landline, dial-up internet, like literally when I was a kid, it was like, because we were poor. If you were poor in the early 2000s, it's pretty much like the 90s still. Mm-hmm. So, and then like having an iPod Touch after a flip phone and shit like that. Or like OG iPod, where you burn it in there. iPad Nano with no screen.
Yeah, no screen. You had
impossible to control. Just shovel. You better have a good mix.
Yeah, I agree.
F those things, TBH.
Yeah, I was like, I had album and the Chipmunks Christmas album on there.
There was one that was like only twice the size, but they were both so small, but it had a really small screen and you could control it. I'm like, why did you not just do that one, dude?
It's the budget. It's for middle America.
Sick of it. Mm-hmm. I wish we did still have just like really small things only for music, but they really love shoving it all in together.
Yeah, well, it's like the shampoo. You know, I have a 43-in-1 shampoo, bro, in my shower.
43 in one. What else does it do? Can you eat it?
You can eat it. You use it as an enema. It has 14 different vitamins in it.
What is it? Is it just water? It's water and some vitamins.
I'm gatekeeping this one.
43 things is insane, dude.
Gatekeeping this one.
Duality of gatekeepers and the gatekeeped.
Oh, the gate kept.
The gate kept.
Yes.
As it were.
Yes.
Gatekeeper does sound like such a cool villain. Like if you're like a Dark Souls boss, you know what I mean? It'd be like Colossus, the gatekeeper of heaven. You know what I mean?
It sounds like it'd be a really cool job.
It does, yeah. Sounds like so does Gaslighter. In all fairness. It sounds like an 1800s job.
Jack, it sounds like a terrible job. I don't know why you think something like that.
I guess it's just silly old me.
Gosh. You should really think more.
And then girl bossing, obviously great job. Obviously fantastic job. We saw the Barbie movie. Finally, my sister finally watched the Barbie movie. Can't defend herself this episode. Most sexist woman I've ever met, my sister. Rough.
Sure. Hates
women. Can't relate. Shout out to women. Went to the Women's March 3 years running.
Love Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah. Well, buddy. Another duality, past and future. What do you say we let this switch from one to another and call that on this episode of Just Jackin Around?
I like it, buddy.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Garrett.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you.
Absolutely.
And I will see you folks on the next episode of Just Jackin Around.